Hello, this is Pastor John. Welcome to Channel Joel 228, where I try to do live updates based upon the vision the Lord gave to me. It wasn't my ideal to start this channel, but He told me to share the prophetic visions He gives to me in a vision that He gave me, I think around July of 2016. Last night, February the 8th, which is today, right? Because it was at 12:28 in the morning while I was in prayer. I had a vision, and the vision was of 2 pans of corn. And then after the 2 pans of corn, I saw a pot, a cooking pot with corn in it, in a big spoon. Now, I'm going to share the significance of this. I had a vision, and I'm not going to look into my notes on this one, but this was like last year. And sometimes I wait on things until they become more apparent to me. And what I saw last year was 2 rows of corn. I thought they might have some other significance. I mentioned it even on one of my tapes, but I knew what they meant. Well, I had an idea what they meant, but I wanted more confirmation. So in this recent experience that I had, I now know really for sure, and based on one other vision that I don't have recorded here, but it's in my dream journal, but I don't have it here this morning. The other one was that I saw a big can. Okay, a big can. Before that, actually, I saw a little can, and you say, really? I saw a little can, and then next I saw a big can with like the symbol of the Red Cross on it. It was white in the back, and it had a red cross in the middle, and it was like the symbol of the Red Cross. I knew that meant there's going to be a food problem, but I've been sitting on this for a while just to kind of let it maturate and mature more so that I could deliver a clear prophetic word. So anyways, and what I noticed is I saw 2 rows of corn the first time, 2 pots, and then I seen a single pot with a big handle. Now, my impression, I believe, of that was that that's a little food to feed a lot of people. That's really what my impression was. And as I let these visions maturate, 2 is the number of something is established. Okay, so the first thing I saw was 2 rows of corn. That was like last year. Then I saw a can. Then I saw a can with a white can with a red cross on it. And then last night, I was thinking about releasing some of this stuff before, but now it was very clear to me. Then last night I had the vision of 2 bowls with corn in them. Okay. And they were round, which speaks of the eternality of God, the eternalness of God. If I said that right, the eternalness of God. And they were silver, which speaks of redemption, God's provision for His people. Then the last thing was just a cooking pot, and it had a big spoon in it. And I kind of thought, well, that's a big spoon for such a little pot. But the thought that came to me, because it's parables, and you would see that this isn't natural, it's not natural. The thought that came to me was, this little pot's got to feed a lot of people. And thus it had the big spoon as a symbol of feeding a lot, though it was a little. Because remember, visions, dreams are cryptic. I know some people think that visions are all literal. I don't believe that at all. My experience as being, I'm going to use the term visionary, having lots and lots of visions, is they can be just as cryptic as dreams can. And so the word of the Lord in this situation is that if there is coming, and I know this is what it means, but I wanted to wait for it to maturate more clarity to this vision before I shared it. I was going to share the one just about the can that was obvious, big can with the red cross on it. Obvious, that's the Red Cross, it's a crisis. But I still was waiting, and I had written it down on my tablet and was going to do it, but then last night I saw that. So the word of the Lord really is, and remember, in the time of Joseph, it was corn. He actually, one of the things he saw was cattle, but he saw corn, okay? And there was 7 years of corn and of plenty, and then there were 7 years of drought. And then there were 7 years of fat cattle and 7 years of lean these fat cattle actually ate the lean cattle, which meant that everything that there was in those years of prosperity would be consumed by the years of drought. See how that works? That's how you interpret a dream. Okay, and remember, these cattle came out of the river. There was one river around there. What was that? The River Nile. And I don't know if you know that, but Egypt was one of the largest agricultural places in the world for food. And actually, you find out that the Middle East has got a lot of food still today. But anyways, so that's how he knew it was Egypt, because it came out of a river, and the river was that Nile. Anyways, so there is going to come a famine. The Lord hasn't given me a date on it, but I know that there is going to come a major famine to the United States, and not only to the United States, but to the whole earth. That's right, to the complete and total earth. There is going to become a great famine to test and try all of those who are on it. And those who know their God will be strong and do exploits, and he'll give them that supernatural provision. I don't think that we shouldn't prepare for it, though. But if we do prepare for it and we're wise, and if we can't prepare for it, I suppose he will still give us supernatural provision. That's why I saw 2 pots or 2 bowls that were round. That speaks of the eternalness of God, never, ever ending. Okay, so the corn in there is provision. And corn, a lot of times, it's a staple food, so it's provision. Okay, and silver is redemption. And God is part of redemption is that God redeems us from the curse. So he'll provide for us. It doesn't mean he'll make us, the best life, your best life now thing, but he'll take care of us because he is Jehovah Jireh. So that's the word of the Lord that God has given me. You want to also, if you want to learn more about the prophetic, you can watch my program, Prophetic Moments, where I teach on the prophetic. I've got lots of different videos you can check out. Also, the one that I prophesied. Well, there's lots of things that I prophesied that already happened, and they're on there, and they are all documented on my videos. Things that I prophesied that have already happened, not because of who I am or that I have any ability or strength or even any wisdom in these matters outside of God. For I, without God, don't know anything. But as the Father has shared with me, so I am sharing with you. And I'm giving the words that the Lord has given to me. So here's the word of the Lord. Get ready, be prepared. There is a coming famine that is going to hit not only the United States, but is going to be global. And it's a part of the prophetic book of Revelations and famine that is going to come. And remember this also, that the wise 5 virgins had their lamps trimmed and full of oil. Lamps are only used at night. Night speaks of times of tribulation and trials and test. The wise virgin knew what time the Lord was coming. The foolish ones, they had lamps, but they really weren't very aware of when the Lord was coming. And because of that, that day took them by surprise. But remember, the Lord didn't come when it was sunny and peachy keen and everything was beautiful, but he came at night. And the 5 wise virgins had their oils ready and trimmed. They knew that the Lord wasn't coming when it was all nice. They knew he was coming when it wasn't. The wisdom of the 5 virgins is there for all to see if they understand the interpretation of dreams and visions. Shalom.